Good afternoon, world. Welcome to my new podcast. We're now international. So instead of saying good morning, Napa Valley, I'll be saying good morning, world. We have a worldwide audience. So we're growing. I need lots of things. I need 3 cameramen to volunteer. It costs $20 for the membership class to be qualified to run the cameras. Come to Napa TV and volunteer. Pay the $20. You can be a volunteer. And I need nice headphones and a mic. But we're growing fast, so thank you guys for watching and subscribing. So anybody who likes our show, subscribe, like, and share. So it'll become Greg Ramsey Back from the Edge International. So thank you again. Now today I have a special guest, another great friend of mine. He has a very unique window washing business called
Absolutely Clear Windows.
Absolutely Clear Windows. Jason Koch, spelled K-A-C-H.
K-O-C-H.
K-O-C-H. I was being dyslexic. So he has a very special technique. He uses distilled water with non-toxic chemicals for inside, all biodegradable. So his gift, besides making perfect windows with wonderful customer satisfaction, they're environmentally friendly, non-toxic to the user or the plants or dogs outside, all clean. So that's a wonderful gift. So Jason, tell us about your business. How did you get in this business to begin with?
Well, to begin with, I was a gymnastics coach for 20 years, and I decided I needed to switch to a new occupation. And so when I was talking to one of my friends suggested window cleaning. And she said, talk to my brother, he's a window cleaner. And so I spoke with her brother. He was a marvelous guy because he was actually I don't know what his education was, but he's got some kind of master's degree in something. And he chose to step out because he didn't like politics. And so anyways, I called the guy up, and he has this beautiful, deep voice, very cultured. And he lives in a small town and decides, I want to be a window cleaner. And that way I don't have to put up with politics in the situation that he was in wherever he was in his previous occupation. And so in talking with him, he said, here's some things to think about. You need to use these types of soaps. You need to use this type of a towel. And when you're doing your work, always make sure that you check all of your windows before you move on to the next one. And if you see any mistakes, make sure you clean up your mistakes before. That way, nobody catches you on making a mistake. Always be very, very meticulous and clean. Always put towels down on the ground to absorb any water drips. And so I've personally I've always been driven to improve. How can I improve everything that I do? And so I'm always looking at what are the techniques that I can use that will improve the final window clean. And so I'm always just looking at, what's the next thing, or what can I do presently to improve myself. And so, like my window cleaning interior, I use a specialty soap that makes it so that when I'm squeegeeing the glass, my squeegee glides. And, if you use, say, like just a detergent that you put on there, it'll go
AKA Windex.
Yeah, right. And so, or even just, most of these window cleaning soaps that you can just buy at any store, they don't have anything in there, and so it's always very, very hard to squeegee. And so I switched over to a better, more professional grade soap with something in there that makes it slippery. And so everything just glides very, very smooth. It doesn't leave streaks. And then, of course, I'm using microfiber towels that allow you to absorb better and, try to only absorb in areas where the water is, not just touch the whole entire window, which would leave like little bits of lint. And so it's always clearer if you only touch the areas that you need to touch to absorb water. And then when I'm working on the outside of the house, I'm using a filter, and it's like a 4-stage filter that takes out the big material inside your water. It takes out minerals, chemicals. It takes out, say, like bleach. It takes out any other chemicals that are in the water. It takes it down to, and I can't remember the exact number, but it's like 0.000 something. But it's so good at removing chemicals and minerals that there's nothing left in the water. So when you spray this stuff on the window and then scrub it, anything that's on the window, like say bug poo or any material that can absorb water, because there's no mineralization in the water, it absorbs that, and so it plumps it up and makes it easier to scrub off. So and that's a deionized window cleaning system, and it has a pumps the water out. I have 200 feet of hose, so I can get around pretty much any house, and then I can reach up to 35 feet.
Wow.
So it's, really, really good. And, at the same time as I'm washing the window, I can get the window frames, and I can also get the window sills. And then I basically just have to rinse it off, and it, clears it off, or rinses everything off, and it sheets so that it's, you can see the clarity and the finished product as you're doing it.
You must
amazing.
be in very high demand. How big is your area?
I work anywhere from I've worked, I'd say, generally from Vacaville all the way down to the Golden Gate.
Oh wow!
So a lot of area.
Plus locally here in Napa Valley too.
Mostly here in Napa Valley, but I do have a few jobs here and there.
Wow!
And I do enough work that I'm doing 2 jobs a day by myself.
Wow!
So yeah, it's pretty consistent and pretty constant. The only times that we slow down is during the winter, when people don't want their windows washed as much, and then we switch over to cleaning gutters.
Oh, you do that too?
We clean gutters too.
Tell me about that part.
Well, there's several different ways of cleaning gutters. You can clean gutters through a leaf blower, where you blow the gutters out. I don't personally like that so much. It leaves a mess everywhere. So I typically scoop the gutters out, put it into a bucket, and then put it into a plastic yard waste bin. And then after scooping out the gutter, I'm gonna make sure that I check all the downspouts, flush the downspouts, make sure those are all flowing, flush out the gutter itself, and then clean up the yard waste, and then rinse off the gutter edges on the outside. And we're making sure that everything about the gutter clean is really making the house look better. And peace of mind is really what we're selling, not just the gutter clean. It's so that the customer doesn't have to worry about rain pouring into the gutter and the gutter overflowing and causing
when
problems.
You leave, no cleanup. You do everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's from start to finish.
Exactly.
And no toxic mess.
That's true.
No chemicals.
Well, especially on a gutter clean.
Yeah.
You don't use chemicals on that. That would be.
And the windows too. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
as you know, I'm very interested in health and being safe chemically. Many people ask about the chemicals because they have dogs and things.
Oh, yes.
So it's safe for their dogs.
I've actually had people ask me, is this soap safe? Because my dog is always licking the window.
Wow.
And sometimes even children put their mouths on the window. So your soap should be safe for everybody.
Well, people have no idea usually.
Yeah.
PFAS and PUFAS are major health concerns now.
Right.
Chemicals are forever.
Yeah.
So you don't have that. It's amazing.
Yeah, my stuff is all biodegradable and has no harsh chemicals.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're truly safe and truly good quality.
Yeah, and I'm impressed that the soaps are actually so good that you don't smell it.
Wow.
And it does such a good job cleaning that your windows are that clean.
Wow.
So I'm very happy with it. Some of it is like when I'm washing the window. Each squeegee has two edges, right? And so you have 30 hours of use on, say, like the right side. Then you flip it over so that you're using the left side, and then it's 30 hours on that side. And then after you do that, you throw away your squeegee, put a new one in, another 30 hours and 30 hours. But it makes it so that your cut is going to be sharper as you're working, and it doesn't leave any streaks, because sometimes rubber can get a little bit of nicks in it. And so if you get a nick, it'll allow a little bit of a string of soapy water to hang there. So always be checking to make sure that the squeegee is fresh, and switch it out or flip it over if I need to do that, and that way it doesn't leave anything on the window. It's really amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, folks, the reason I thought you'd love to hear Jason's story, as you know, I'm a health nut, interested in the health and longevity. Health is synergy. You must have a good spiritual relationship with God, eat right, exercise right, get rest, and have no chemicals. Jason fills the chemical part. So plus, it's a great luxury service to have. Rather than wash your own windows, spend hours of sweat, you have him come, he does all the work, all the sweat for you, plus the cleanup. That's amazing. So you must be the most expensive guy in town.
No, I would say I'm mid-range. There's a couple of other guys that are about 3 times more expensive than I am.
That's crazy.
So but they cater to specialty housing. Like very, very expensive houses, and so no, I am not. However, I did get a job where I was interviewed, and they said that the work that I do is as good as the highest quality guy.
Wow.
And they actually made me go back and reprice their job, and told me twice to raise my rates.
Oh, wow.
I was amazed. I couldn't believe that
That's
was
a nice problem to have.
it was pretty nice.
Let's pay you more.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
What a world.
So, it's amazing things happen sometimes.
You probably get lots of referrals, too.
I do, yeah. I have a lot of happy customers. My belief is that I need to be a professional in everything that I do. So, in my talk, in my actions, in my, experience, the way I comport myself when I'm working. I've heard some stories from people about people who have been at their house that talked inappropriately. And I was like, wow, it's incredible that anybody wouldn't have the realization that they should have some self-control and not talk inappropriately. But then, some people don't have a religious background like I do, and I try to have that as part of my daily walk as well.
Oh, so you know the Lord then?
I do.
The Lord, for those who don't know, the Lord is Jesus Christ, our Savior. So that shows how honest you must be.
I try very hard.
So you're diligent. You try to give honest work for honest pay.
Right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. How did you come to the Lord?
Oh, it's amazing what 4 strokes to a guy. I knew the Lord as a child, but I wandered. I became a teenager, and then became very, very worldly. I made lots and lots of money. In the 90s, in 2000, I made $100,000 a year. Thought I was Mr. Big Shot. Traveled the world, learned to ride horses professionally, learned to box professionally. Had the world by the tail. And then I had the strokes. So I was humbled. I was abased, brought down to earth. So lost my voice, couldn't drive for 10 years.
Wow.
So I'm back from the edge.
Yeah.
I plan to live.
Yeah.
With the Lord's blessing, I'll live.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I first met you, you had that very deep, very powerful voice.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good indicator of great self-confidence. And, I remember when you first had your strokes too, that was, a pretty scary thing. And seeing you in the hospital bed, and, you were very, very skinny during that hospital stay.
Yeah, I went from big fat slob with man boobs to little pretzel.
Yep. Wow. So, but after that, you did what to learn to eat healthier?
Oh, I eat very, very clean. I was vegan for years, which helped a lot for a while. But I became to reality that we should not worship animals. We should eat clean and try not to abuse animals. I'm against factory farming and things like that, where animals are abused by the billions. But there's times we must eat meat, so I'm not judgmental. I now eat honey and things like that, sardines, but I have a very clean diet, no processed food, no chemicals. I try to eat organic when I can.
So is diet biblical?
Oh, it's spiritual.
It's spiritual. How so?
Well, the Bible says, your body is the temple of the Lord. He who abuses it, God will destroy.
Okay.
I believe that. I believe all the Bible.
Okay, but is there like biblical rules or explanations for the diet?
Oh yeah. Genesis 29, God says, I give you every fruit, every seed-bearing fruit. This shall be your meat. And for the medicine, I give you the leaves of the trees. They shall be your medicine. Now modern medicine uses plants. They process them. We use God's nature, but we ruin it. So I just believe, honor the Lord in everything we do and say.
Wow.
Try to please Him.
That's amazing.
Now also, when the fall of man happened, He allowed me, after Noah's flood, it said, okay, I will allow this, but you won't live as long if you eat the stuff, basically, put slang into it. So, but he warned us, you won't live as long. And we're not living as long. Americans live less long than we had in years. Man's processed our food for 200 years. Lifespans are getting shorter for the first time in history. Because we're not godly. Certain people have corrupted our food system. We can't get watermelons with seeds in them now. It's very hard, or grapes with seeds. It's the food they know now. Seeds from watermelon, seeds from grapes, are the various essences of life that will give you the longevity. And man has done away with these things. Through science, but it's actually death. I don't trust those people who've made billions from this.
Did you get some kind of a degree or a certificate recently?
Yes, I did. Thank you for asking. Through T. Colin Campbell, the man who wrote the China Study in the 70s, he spent 20 years in China helping people live longer. He researched, found that people who lived in rural China had at that time the longest life expectancies on Earth. So he studied them for 10 years, and they all had what they had in common with what they ate and things. And then in the 70s, President Nixon went to China, opened relations. We began sharing meat with them and pigs and cows. Their heart disease went from non-existent to number 1 in the world, along with diabetes. It's so sad. So T. Colin Campbell wrote the wonderful book called The China Study, where he captured all this stuff. Now he teaches at Cornell University in New York. So they have an online course, a 6-month course called eCornell. I have a degree in plant-based nutrition from them. It's blessed me to a great extent with more and more knowledge. So my interest is primarily living a long life despite my various sins of my youth, and helping other people live that don't suffer like I had. I had to endure 4 strokes, now kidney failure, all because of my past life. But I believe sincerely, with the right diet, the right rest, the right spiritual attitude, forgiveness, and love, that we can live longer and help other people live longer too. That's why I wanted you to be on my show, because I know for a fact you do good work. I've seen your work. It's amazing. Not to pump your ego, but it is amazing.
Thank you.
And environmentally clean. So it's a synergy. Live clean. The clean means everything. Food, diet, language, heart, and no chemicals. So it's all part of the thing of health. So clean windows is nice to have, but with no chemicals and toxins and perfumes.
Yep.
That's the key.
Yeah.
You should push that more too. I think I'd buy from you because of that.
Sure. I think there's a lot of people that don't want to smell chemicals.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lady at my church one time. She was a lovely lady, but ever since she walked in, I couldn't breathe. She had so much perfume on.
Ooh.
I can't breathe. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I didn't say anything. But she eventually left, moved. I was kind of relieved because I can breathe now. But it's okay. So now, if someone watches this and wants to go, wow, I need my windows clean, maybe I'll call that guy. How do they reach you?
Well, I guess there's several different ways. My easiest way would be a phone call. My phone number is 707-227-7598. That same number can be texted. Then I also have an email, and that would be abclearwin@gmail.com.
Wow. I'm all over it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I have a mansion. Clean my house. Read my windows.
I'll be there.
I wish someday, if God willing.
Maybe there'll be heavenly windows when we're in heaven.
Right?
You can probably actually be in heaven. They probably won't have windows. You won't need them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's true. No need for security.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining me. This has been a true pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm sure the people love this too. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, you need your windows clean, call him. Repeat your name of your business.
Absolutely Clear Windows.
Because they are absolutely clear. I've seen this, it's amazing. All right, so now also, I must say again, we're international now. So the name will change very soon, but the spirit will soon be there. So we'll say, Good Morning World from now on, not a Good Morning Napa Valley. I would love my Napa friends, but our audience is much larger now. We're going international. It's going to happen because the word of life is popular. People want to learn how to live longer. And some are wanting to know God because that's part of the whole picture. If you don't have God, you have nothing. Jesus Christ is Lord. So part of having a godly life is treating your body right. Treat your body right. Get off your keister. Exercise. When you're depressed, don't drink and smoke. Exercise. When you want to learn more, read the Bible. Read health books. And do what's right by God to honor your body. Without your body, you can do nothing. If you want to volunteer and help other people, be in shape. Be able to walk up the stairs. Don't be a poor carcass yourself. That's part of life, man. Live until you die. Try until you die. Well, thank you all for joining us this month. We'll see you next month or soon thereafter with Christmas. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time. Be there, be square. Thank you.